back, everybody. Today we're talking about the Peltor Tactical 100s that I have here on my head and you've seen throughout the intro. We've had these in for a few months now. These are a relatively new offering from Peltor, at least in their sub $100 lineup. They have, for those of you that don't know, Peltor makes hearing protection anywhere from, down to $20 all the way up to like $400 or $500 sets. So in the more budget-minded category, these are one of their newest offerings. I think they made their debut last year at SHOT Show, and we've had them in for a few months, been shooting pistols, rifles, shotguns, with them both by myself as well as when there's other people around to talk to. So I have a pretty good reference point of how they work in a lot of different situations. So they're loaded with features as well. Why don't we take a look at those features and then come back at the end and let you know what I think of them overall. First thing most folks want to know about hearing protection is the NRR, or the noise reduction rating. So these ones come in at 22, which is actually really good for hearing protection of this profile and this price range. Really, if you look at the past, at the 6S's that they used to have, or even the Tactical Sports that I reviewed recently, it's better than those. And the profile of those, since I know folks are always going to ask, is actually a little bit thinner than the Tactical Sports as well. So we'll show you those here. You can see them next to each other, and they are a little bit thinner overall than the Tactical Sports and give you that better noise reduction rating. So certainly can't complain about that overall. Features here, here's your on-off switch and volume control all in one. And it has a nice audible click when you turn it on. And the louder you turn it up, the louder the ambient noise around you, the conversations, the animals walking through the woods, whatever the case may be for that ambient sound goes. So that's how that works. It does have a 2-hour auto shutoff, and the battery life on there is 200 hours, and the batteries are right here. And you can see there are 2 AAA batteries. So that's what it takes. The auto shutoff does work. I can attest to that. I've actually left mine on twice now, and both times they've been off, so it does work well. Really, I guess a concern, I guess you could say, about them is this thing here. The battery compartment doesn't have any sort of sealant or anything on there, so in light rain, we've had them out there in light rain. It's been just fine, but maybe in a heavy downpour, it may be sort of a concern, just keeping the moisture out. Not 100% sure, but just the initial thought off the top of my head. These are the microphones right here, and they have them on each ear. You can see there, they're recessed into there, so you're not going to bump them into anything. The covers aren't going to get knocked off or pulled off during transportation, so that's certainly a good thing as well. There's your audio input jack for running any sort of MP3 devices like that. It takes the standard 3.5 millimeter input, and it actually comes with it as well, so that's also nice, and I've tested it out. One thing of note is that the volume control here is totally separate than the audio input. So let's say you're using like your iPhone and you're running it through there. The audio controls for the music will be on your iPhone. The audio controls for the sound you're hearing, the ambient sound, is going to be here. So just to clear that up, because some folks ask questions about that over on my Facebook page when I talk about these. They do fold up nice and compact, so that way if you're throwing them in a range bag or maybe storing them out in your garage in a drawer or something like that, if you use them for lawn work, they're not going to take up a lot of space, and they are really lightweight as well. With the batteries in there, we'll show you the weight on them, and they're coming in under 10 ounces with the batteries, so they're definitely lightweight on your head, and they feel pretty comfortable overall. The headband here is pretty nice. It feels like a synthetic leather material. I'm just guessing. I don't know that. Both on the outside here and then as well as on the inside. And there's nice padding in there as well. On the outside here, there's like a Cordura type material. So it seems pretty durable. I doubt it'll fray without at least a lot of use and a lot of wear. It seems like a pretty durable, pretty comfortable material. typically I don't do a lot of comparison type videos. I like to focus on the product itself, but the reality is the Peltor Tactical Sports are such a popular model, and I've also recently reviewed them, that I know I'm going to get tons of questions on it if not, and also a lot of folks already have these, so it's a good basis of comparison. These are obviously more expensive, but they have I believe a 20 NRR versus the 22 here that you have on the hundreds, and that's not just on paper. From my experience wearing both of them, these ones are quieter when it comes to loud noises like gunshots, so they seem to do a better job there at reducing the sound levels all around. One thing I do like better here on the Tactical Sports is the headset. I like the rubberized feel of it. That's kind of a personal preference thing, but I do prefer that. I also prefer the interface here on the side a little bit better, but I like the simpleness of the auto on, shut off, and volume control here. I like the input jack here a little bit better on these, and just generally speaking, these seem to kind of fit better on my head, and that's, again, could be a personal preference thing, but it's just what I've noticed. But either way, they're both a really good ear protection. If you have these, I would just stay with them, and I wouldn't go out and purchase another set unless you're running a YouTube channel where you review a lot of stuff like me. So that's why I purchased another set. But really, if I could have just one, I would probably go with the Tactical Sports, even though they're cheaper. For me, the added noise reduction rating with a very minimal difference in sound quality is kind of how I would lean on. Also on these, it's good to point out these have digital technology there, so the sound is going to be very clear, just like they are with the Tactical Sports, and they're also directional. So just like these, if a noise is coming from your right, you can tell. A lot of the lower end electronic gear pro, you can't. So on these ones you can, which is certainly nice, especially considering the price point they're coming to the market at. Now, speaking of price point, when they came out, they were pretty much right around $100-ish, but these days, on a lot of different sites, they're generally $70 and under, depending on when you catch a sale. I picked mine up over on Amazon, and I'll stick a link below. I think they were $60 when I ordered them, shipped. So you really can't complain about that for the quality of the set that you're getting, in my opinion. If you guys have any questions about these, anything else we talk about here on the channel, you can always post below in the comment section. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always, but thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.